Alhamdulillah. It's day 3 of Ramadan. And Alhamdulillah, man. About to break fast very soon. Let's look into our jar of dua and see what we get today. Okay. Bismillah. Behind every delay there is Khayr. Behind every delay there is Khayr. I believe this means goodness. So behind every delay there is goodness. Behind every delay. Wow. Actually, I do feel this dua right here. Because how often are we trying to search through things in the dunya, or let's say that we're upset about something, that we can't attain something. Typically the hindsight is, like they say, 20/20, because you're like, wow, I didn't need to go to that event. I didn't need to be friends with this individual. I didn't need to be so hasty with how I chose this. I didn't need to go and commit this sin. So it's like, this one was very helpful. Today I decided to sit down and talk and be a YouTuber today. Because why not? What is your intention? What is your niyyah? Intention is niyyah. What is your niyyah behind something? Is it to gain the affection of the people? Is it to gain the acclaim and the praise of the people? Generally, a lot of people might feel that in their nafs, right? On the inside. Your nafs are something that you desire. So they're your desires. And when you are trying to move away from your nafs or tame your nafs, you're looking to fast, you're looking to pray, you're looking to just become better in your character. And with this, I find that whenever I get to express or reflect or share whatever on camera, what is my main intention? And you really have to seek this through the means of Allah. You ask Allah to bring your niyyah, your intention, your heart's desire towards doing for the sake of Allah at the end of the day. Because yes, you can sit in front of a camera and look pretty, have the nice lights, have the whole vibe going, but what is your main intention? And I'll get to it here. Whenever I'm online, there's this pull, there's this desire, whether you're Muslim or you're someone who's seeking guidance, you are going to be attached to your phone at sometimes, many of the times, right? So if you're scrolling on Instagram, if you're scrolling on TikTok, if you're watching YouTube Reels or watching a YouTube video, you want the content to be something that expands your mind and not limit it. You want something that will push you to go and do something once you close, when you press that off button and you go and do whatever it is for the day or for the next hour, right? So why not be a part of this trend and help guide people towards something that might be good, might be beneficial? Even in doing these videos, my intention is also to become a better speaker, to remember the things that I've learned, and to spread that knowledge amongst those who are watching. And so that is something of my reflection today, is if you are someone who is using the means or the blessings that Allah gave you, meaning your attributes, use them to inspire others, to help others in places that you may not have been before or who are dealing with the same thing that you are. Yarhamakullah. So there's this sheikha that I was listening to, Aisha. There's a sheikha that I was listening to, and I'll put her name at the top, to where she was talking about being authentic when you're speaking, and to speak even though you may have an accent, to speak even though you may have certain reservations. Be bold with who you are, because more and more people need to see who you are. She said, be genuine, speak from the heart. And whenever I have tried to do videos before, I feel like I wanted to be portrayed in a certain way. Again, this all ties back to the niyyah. Or whenever I'm speaking to friends or meeting somebody new, and I find myself to be reserved because I don't know if the way that I am will be coherent or congruent to the other person, meaning if we're gonna move in harmony, right? Because I love diving a bit deeper into topics. I love thinking and analyzing. And when it comes to small talk, that's just not how my brain flows sometimes. But at the same rate, I do have a humorous side that people that I know who are closer, who I'm closer to, or who I feel that I can connect with, to where I'll show this side to me. And all in all, it's good practice to be able to converse amongst a lot of different people. And so this is what my niyyah or my intention is whenever I'm making these videos, and to do for the sake of Allah. There are people who seek to know more from. There are people that I've also been through the same situation that they might have been, or I may be able to help by even just one word. Like, I really wanted to make videos, even short form videos, about terminology that you hear in a lecture that may be glossed over because the lecturer may know it and the people in the audience may know it, but that one person might not know the word. So, for instance, I used Khayr right here. This is a term that I need to review, but from when I've learned a few Arabic words and how to say sentences, Khayr means good. Bi khayr is what I've heard from before, but I will pop the definition at the top through some editing skills or whatever I can do. And similar to a word like khushu', to have khushu' in prayer. What does this mean? Someone who, for me, yes, I've been learning, but maybe my path was a little different from someone else's. Like for me, I was born Muslim, but I didn't learn how the sunnah ways of following the religion were supposed to be. I learned this much later in life. I was in my 20s. I was actually like 25 when I learned this. And there's certain proper etiquette that you learn along the way, things that are actual stronger sayings from a different madhab, meaning a school of thought that I had to learn. And so khushu', a term like that, I probably didn't know until later. And that means to have focus in prayer. And sometimes when you're listening to a lecture, you can use context clues and context details to be able to say, this is what this probably means. But for the sake of you listening to anything, hopefully I can share some words that'll help whenever you're listening to a lecture and you're looking for benefit. So alhamdulillah, this is my niyyah. Inshallah, I post this. I really want to. I've been wanting to post for some time. And for the sake of good practice, for the sake of helping others, for the sake of getting over fears of being judged. You know, only Allah is the one who I should be in fear of and hope to be judged correctly, especially on the day of judgment, and to have a beautiful akhirah. So I pray the same for you guys, and I pray that your Ramadan continues to be blessed. Until then, As-salaam alaykum.